What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I thought it would be pretty fun to go ahead and kind of compare the current day Modern Warfare 3 to the OG Modern Warfare 3 and how the community kind of handled both of these overall titles. I'll be real with you guys, when it comes to COD, history 110% repeats itself, and I want to be shocked if it continues to do so within the future. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you are interested in any more content, I pretty much stream almost daily, and I'll be live again today, probably a bit later. Usually my streams start around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, but today we will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So if anybody hops on late in the afternoon, evening, and you want to squad up, by all means, tune into the stream. I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. You can hop into the chat, add me up, and if you see any open spots, you're going to hop right into the experience. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, I just thought today's topic would be pretty fun to put out there because it is kind of hilarious if you compare both of the time periods between the OG Modern Warfare 3 and current day Modern Warfare 3 and how the community treats both these games. You know, talking about just specifically right now, Modern Warfare 3 2023. Everybody looks at this title and says, oh, it's just DLC, you know, it's not a full-fledged out game, not enough passion behind the project, not worth my time. Honestly, Modern Warfare 3 is just a glorified Modern Warfare 2, and these statements I can't deny. Right? I can't deny whatsoever. You know, it's already been proven behind the scenes that Activision didn't even tell Sledgehammer Games if it was going to be a full-fledged out game or DLC until probably the middle, near the end of the life cycle. They literally had to go so many months, so many years of not knowing what the heck this game was going to be. Okay, so yeah, it's already been official behind the scenes that they struggled with confirming if it's DLC or a full-fledged out game. Yes, they brought over all the Modern Warfare 2 weapons and operators, and, you know, they're adding in some of the Modern Warfare 2 maps, so it does feel like Modern Warfare 2. And also, on top of that, it's running basically, it is Modern Warfare 2. It literally is Modern Warfare 2, but a perfected version. So with that being said, you know, people look at it and say, it's not it. It's not enjoyable. But I beg to differ. I feel like people are going to look at this game, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, shoot 10 plus years down the road. People are going to be looking back at Modern Warfare 3 and saying, this was probably one of the better games that we have gotten in a very long time. I'm sorry to say, guys, but if you're looking for an OG Call of Duty experience, it's not coming back. I'm sorry to say. We are in a new generation of Call of Duty. Movement, all this crap is going to be implemented forever. I can't imagine it going anywhere. And even if slide canceling is, you know, not as crazy, or if, you know, tac sprinting isn't in the game, it's still going to be extraordinarily fast-paced. You know, even Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops 4 were tremendously faster than all of the OG Call of Duty titles. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World at War, none of those games can come anywhere close to what current day COD is. So if you're looking for an OG experience, like I said, I'm sorry to say, it's not coming back. The only way you can get that is if you actually go back to an OG COD. They've already tried multiple times, like with World War II, for example, trying to bring back the OG vibes of how COD feels, and everybody just nonstop talked crap about it. So they've learned their lesson. They're not going to go ahead and do that anymore. So with that being said, yeah, I think this is the best new generation of Call of Duty. This right here is the best one that we have ever gotten. 1010%. But nobody is going to recognize that. Nobody is going to admit that. And nobody is even going to bother trying the game because they are held behind that barrier of, oh, it's DLC. Oh, you know, this, that. It's Modern Warfare 2. And like I said, I think it's funny. Even though it's a valid statement, I completely understand where you guys are coming from. And you have all the rights in the world, obviously, to think that. I mean, no matter what your opinions, you always have the right to, you know. I don't know why I'm saying that. But still. You know, it's nothing wrong with thinking that. But I still find it funny because that's how the community was back in the day with the OG Modern Warfare 3. The same exact scenario. To the T, baby. To the T. It is the same scenario. Modern Warfare 3 OG, it was torn between multiple different development studios. Infinity Ward got fired because, remember, they got into laws. Well, they didn't get fired. They left because they got in a lawsuit with Activision during Modern Warfare 2, and they left and made Respawn, leaving them in, you know, a little bit of a crappy situation. So they had a new team put together for Infinity Ward that worked on the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. But keep in mind, they didn't make multiplayer, so Sledgehammer made multiplayer. So again, it's another game that was all over the place. You could technically consider it DLC because really it didn't have have the craziest of visions, right? It was literally Infinity Ward on campaign, Sledgehammer on multiplayer, and they're trying to scrap something together. And it was exactly Modern Warfare 2. It was literally the OG Modern Warfare 2, rebranded a little bit to make it a bit faster and a bit more arcadey, because the OG Modern Warfare 2, even though we want to, say it was fast-paced, it really was not. It was not. Yes, we had perks like Marathon Pro and Lightweight Pro and all that good stuff that can help you move, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to see people noob tubing across the map and noob tubing holding, crazy spots and, power positions, ACRs with no recoil, the list goes on. It wasn't that fast-paced of a game compared to something like Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops, like all the Treyarch games are faster than Modern Warfare 2. So that's what Modern Warfare 3 was back in the day. That's exactly what it was. And that's all people claimed it was. Back in its prime, it was literally known as DLC, a copy of Modern Warfare 2. No passion, no inspiration. And here we are, fast forward to current date, and so many people are claiming it's one of the top Call of Duty games. Let that sink in. Please, let that sink in a little bit, because I do think it's kind of funny. That game was one of, well, not one of, but it was known as one of the worst. Even though it wasn't, I thought it was extremely fun. But again, to people who were a little frustrated with how similar it was to Modern Warfare 2, people, again, really considered it was DLC. Just an add-on. No passion. The development teams are all over the place. One was on campaign, one was on multiplayer, and it still turned out good in my personal opinion, but it's almost the same boat as current day Modern Warfare 3. And here we are, fast forward, and we have once again a game that perfected the other game, Modern Warfare 2. It took everything wrong about it, made it better. It is the same thing as OG Modern Warfare 3, where it technically is DLC. It's just an add-on to the previous game, but better. But like I feel like the community is going to have that same realization. I don't know why, but I really feel like the community is going to have that same exact realization. They're not going to appreciate this game in its prime, just like the OG Modern Warfare 3. Nobody's going to appreciate it. But give it a handful of years, give it, 10 years, and people are going to look back on this game and say, wow, they really did care. Now, don't get me wrong, the other development teams might actually start cooking up here, and who knows what Treyarch's going to do. Because Treyarch, you don't have to, beg them to make anything that feels like COD. They just make games that feel like COD. So, you have no clue what they have in store. But I think people are going to give props to Sledgehammer later down the road for this title. It's going to be something that is completely slept on during its prime. Nobody's going to recognize it. And, later on, it will get the recognition that it truly deserves. And I hope Sledgehammer doesn't let that demotivate them. Seriously, because they just have to hold on, hang in there, and understand what they're doing is great. Because it is. They're listening to community feedback and building a game for the community. Despite having skill-based matchmaking from Activision and overpriced bundles and all this other stuff, all the core fundamentals have been taken from the community. And honestly, as a person who's been asking for a lot of these changes for years, it feels good to see that they're all acknowledged and put into the game. And, and still to this current day, Season 3, we're still getting adjustments that the community's asking for. It never goes past Season 1. The communication only lasts up to the beta. You can say Treyarch are the GOATs, but they don't listen either. I say it time and time and time again. I'm not biased to any of these teams because all these teams have treated us like crap in the past. Even though some of them can make better games, and Treyarch does make pretty good Call of Duty games, they still have just as much of an ego with their design decisions than other people as well. I don't know if that's going to change, but it's the truth. When they make something in a game, they're not going to change it. Okay? A core fundamental is not being twisted around, and Sledgehammer, every single step of the way, has twisted everything to what we have asked for. So, personally, I believe down the road, people are going to look at this game and say, Sledgehammer, you did a great job. You actually put something solid together, but nobody's going to say that now. It's just as simple as that. And it's funny because all the people that I get to try this game say the same thing. They never want to hop in. They didn't want to buy it, and I can't blame them. It's hard to make someone pull the trigger on something that is technically DLC. It really is, for a full $70. So what I always tell people is wait until it's $40. $40, $50, and then give it a go. And, for a lot of people I know coughed up $40 to get it, and they enjoyed the experience. They love it. Again, skill-based matchmaking's a pain. It is. It is. But the game itself is really dang fun. And each and every one of them turn from someone who is against the game, thinking it's DLC, it's absolute garbage, to wow, this is actually a really fun experience. Each and every one of them. It's hard to get anybody to cough up money for it. And we're going to have to wait to the point where the game dies. You know, it goes down to like 20, 30 bucks on a sale or something like that. People are bored. They pick it up. They don't want to deal with the current day sweats. And when all the sweats move on from this game to the next, and it's actually casual, people will hop back into it for a cheap price and say, wow, this is banging. I'm telling you, mark my words, but I swear that is how it's going to turn out, because this is the same scenario as the OG Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and when it comes to COD, you best believe history repeats itself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified for more content just like this. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And last but not least, if you are interested in any of my live streams, we will be live today. Actually, I think at the beginning of the video, I said I was going to be live around like 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's actually incorrect. Thursday, we'll be live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Today, we'll be live probably around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But as always, if you guys want to check that out, I got a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.